YouTube srdcačko momo YouTube channel, di ja rozpowiadają swoje wykwercie donki protonowitych muzykantów z усього світу, як відомих, так і маловідомих артистів. Я обіцяю вам, шановна публіка, що ви не будете розчаровані зовсім. Приєднуйтесь до мого каналу, де підписуйтесь, де відкривайте разом зі мною талановитих артистів. Now, my next reaction of today was recorded back in 1975. And I know, right? So this is, I believe, in black and white. It could be a lyrical content rather than an audio. I won't know until I press the play button. So this is via Smerічka, Pісня буде, what is it? Pісня буде, поміж, which is the song will be between us. So there is a lot of names that I know that I won't be able to pronounce. So I'm going to go for one. So the music and verse, Vladimir Aviskak, performed by Nazari and Vassal. Like I said, the backing vocals is Nadia Pashenko, and it was recorded in 1975. So, as you know, I like to go back as well as listen to current songs, as well as going to back into, you know, what is the, you know, back in 50 years or 100 years or whatever, to listen to some good folk music and to see what was the groove back in them eras and them times there. Now, as you know, that I have been hardly doing my reactions. I am preparing to go on holiday, so I'm going to, on the end of May, I'm going to Africa. So I'm going to Kenya, to Nairobi, and then I'm off to Ghana as well. But I will be doing some music reactions and recording and getting the thoughts of the people out there while I'm over there. So I'll talk more about that later on. I'm not going to talk about it in here. So look, that's the song. I can't wait to press the play button and check out what is this amazing, is it Smerічka? I don't even know if I'm pronouncing the name right, so apologies for that. So look, let's go straight into my next reaction of today, shall we? So, you know what we're here for. Smерічka, Cudowna muzyka, Tacudowia halasy, Dawajcie zanurzyć razem. Can you dig it? Or should I say zanurzyć razem? Let's check it out. So it's not a music video, but it's like, kind of like a slide. We can see a hell of a lot though. Look at the clothing. So this is operatic or not operatic? Oh, you can feel the groove ready to come in it.
Як струна,
то
чому згубився твій самотній світ? Знаєш ти одна, Зимна осінь, отой слід, листям ще не вкрила, до тебе навесні я повернусь мила. Твої руки я візьму знов в свої руки, не розквітне поміж нас жовтий цвіт розлуки. Не ховай очі блакитний промінь,
the thing about the clothing, if they travelled around the world, especially in America in that time, their clothes will be looked as groovy and everybody will want to wear them. Look, that doesn't look groovy. Groovy, man. Look where he's wearing it.
Як сідуть сніги з гіркотоками, ой, глибокими навесні. Запрились та неспокоєм вдалині, мені вдалині. Зимна осінь, отой слід, листям ще не вкрила, голубе навесні, я повернусь мила. Твої руки я візьму, свої руки, не розквітне поміж нас, жовтий цвіт розлуки.
So what was happening in 1975 in Ukraine?
пісня буде поміж нас. То твій голос, щедра повінь.
No, seriously, what was happening in 1975 in Ukraine? Oh, colour now.
А ти в пісні будеш завжди біля мене.
Is that Ukraine had its own groove, but still staying in the same schematics of what was happening in the 70s. So like, Great Britain had the Twiggy, America had Motown, I love the fusion between what was happening in the 70s and still keeping with the authentic of what is Ukraine. You know, she could have worn a mini skirt and all that kind of stuff. She stuck with the Ukrainian designs. The men stuck with the Ukraine designs. I like that. So that was via Smerічka, I hope I'm saying that right, with Pісня буде поміж. There you go. Pісня буде поміж. That was a mouthful. I love the things that was happening in the 60s, the 70s, and the early 80s. For me, that's when music was music. Where lyrical contents back in them days really had a massive impact. When lyrical contents were thought about. And the music was thought about. I mean, nowadays, you've got all the digital world where you go into a studio and, you know, you can manipulate music in whatever shape form that you can. But back in them days, you had to record what you play. It's as simple as that. And if you made a mistake, you had to start that whole thing again. And it was like one take. That's all you had, that one take. They had, like, say, in the studio, you had to make, say, maybe a 8-channel mixing desk. Or maybe a 4-channel mixing desk. So you had to get everything perfect. So there was a lot of pressure back in the 70s. But with the live bands, I think it was like a duck to water. And what I mean by duck to water, it's really, really simple. Like a duck lives in water. So that's an English expression, duck to water. Or water off a duck's back. Water off a duck back mean that, you know, a duck is basically waterproof, so it doesn't get wet. So it's like water off a duck's back. You know that the water just roll off the duck's back. So it's just not. It's just simple. So because so that's what I mean by you know, in the shape and form of, because they are a live band act. When it comes to recording, it should be easy for them, and they make it easy. Hence, water off the duck's back. So I think I explained that to you. I don't know what other way to explain it to you. I love the design back in the 70s as well. They kept it real. They kept it real. I mean, there was back in them days, fashion was so diverse and everybody wanted to pick up on there. Everybody kind of had their own identity, but still sticking with the 70s script, which means like I said, over in England, they had the Twiggy, and with the short miniskirts and the minis and the hats and the boots. And the men had the flares and the afros and medallion and the open up shirts showing their hairy chest and the shoes and the platform shoes. But in Ukraine, they still had that kind of same schematics, but they kept it in Ukraine. And I just really feel that if Ukraine was doing, particularly this band, was doing a bit of a tour around Europe or tour in America, I'm sure that they would have definitely picked up on the fashion sense and would want to indeed participate in the fashion sense and get something out of it. Some kind of, I know, the embroidery or I don't know, but there is a hell of a lot to absorb from Ukrainian fashion and take into, you know, and take it into your own culture. I mean, that's what's happening right back now, isn't it? There's so much fusions around the world. It's like everybody is appreciating and respecting each other's culture into the point where it's inspirational. And their next songs might have a certain musical instrument or certain riff or certain timing or certain bar or something that was an influence from another country. So that's what the whole world, the whole planet is doing right about now. And, you know, it's got to start from somewhere. I think it starts from back in the 70s. It could go even further back, but it's just nice to see certain schematics that the planet is following. There is a planet fashion. Rather, there used to be a country fashion where, you know, somebody have that particular hat, then everybody follows it within that country. There's a planet fashion. And the more devices that we invent so for us to communicate better with the world, the more inspirations that we'll get, the more fashions that we will share, the more problems and pain and sorrow and anger that we will share together as one, rather than an individual. And I love that. And I just love to feel that it stems from music. Why not? And for that reason, I salute you. Boom.